Today is a love letter to this game and its features, but also the features that's not in this game yet. Sometimes Deca listens, like with this ability cooldown visual, and sometimes they don't. And that's not to say that Deca makes the wrong decision by not trusting the community blindly. Some additions might be stupid, some might be pointless, and some additions might even ruin the gameplay overall. A component of adding features is of course also the implementing phase, which means programming, designing, maybe even planning, and that's money. Nonetheless, I would like to share some ideas with you today. With the help of Reddit and myself, I have picked out some of the best ideas I found. Of course, I've linked all the Reddit posts that I include, and you are free to go support them if you agree with the idea. I'll go first. So, most of my ideas originate from quality of life changes that I would like to see. One might think, why can't you just enable a main pet that follows every new character you make, so that in the top left there could be a pet icon where you could choose your main pet to spawn with. I know it's minor, but so is this next one. When you're blinded in-game, the HP bar on the enemies also goes black. I'll not try to meddle with the darkness debuff, but the blindness debuff is a little too overpowered on that point. Enough of that, because honestly, those two are the worst ideas in this video. Ever concerned you won't find the white bag you got? Well, here's the saving grace. This idea was suggested by Black Eagle. This seems like one of the easiest things to change. On a programming note, I'm not sure how problematic this would be. Maybe you would have to make the white bag count as an entity? But don't listen to me, I'm not a programmer. So overall, pretty good idea. This innovative design of the vault is a really good idea. You guys are designing pretty well, I must say. User Lame Half Wit made this design, and just looking at the picture, I could imagine myself sorting all the shit I have in my vault. On this next feature, Rotv already beat RotMG. Well, they did in the past. Hiding players, something we've wanted for a very long time. Luckily, with the Unity platform, there's way less lag. So the main reason behind this idea is no longer the lag reduction, but the sight reduction. Players can indeed block enemies, and that can be lethal, proven by the Lost Halls. Now here's another quality of life change. A waiting queue for the realms. This could be fair, at least if you stand within like 2 tiles of the portal. This will be the only sprite change suggestion I will cover in this video, since there's a lot of them on the RotMG subreddit. But this change just caught my eye. I like how he's rethinking the loot boosted bags. And honestly, I like the bottom ones better. Let me know which of these sprites you like the best, and why not also leave your opinion on which of these ideas is the best in general. Thank you Omega Volt 19 for making this one. Now this next one is obligatory for Realm, I would say. Language support. Realm is a small game, but I think it has the potential to go bigger, and if there's something that would help with that, it's language. Communication is far more important than anything else. If the game chat allows you to type in your native language, that is. 2 years ago, Nextseek made this design to easily transfer items from character to character. It's a good idea, I think you could implement it into the new vault, and it definitely certifies as a quality of life change. Looking through the eyes of Deca, this might be too insignificant of a change for them, but we can at least hope. Santiago 494 and some others suggested that we should have a refresh button for the servers. This one should be really easy to implement, so I'm seriously hoping for this one to appear. We're going to the minimap again because Tishix decided to put mini sprites in place of events on the minimap. I believe Talwa has made a comment on that in the past, and to state my own opinion, I think it would be a very good idea, but only for certain events. You leave the risk of the minimap being way too crowded where you can't see where the actual players are, or even differentiate between 2 events that might be way too close to each other. I'll leave that on a standby. Grapes RotMG suggested having personal names for each of your characters. I'm in favor of this one because I think it's a very nice way to organize your character selection. With the new edition of RotMG Exalt, it's a little less significant. Then again, this one I could assume to be very easy to add, so that would be a decision made on Deca's part. Like Loin 1994 suggested, these random stat modifiers could make obtaining items way more exciting than it is now. It would mess up a bunch of things in the economy, but it would be interesting to see being tested. I believe a lot of private servers on Realm have tried this feature out, like Project B. The ones having tried it, let me know what you think about this edition. Now here's the 2 greatest ideas I would like to feature, and also the last ones in this sort of short video. First one is new maps for Realm. RetroGunner 007 made a post that caught my eye, but that's not to say that this is the first time that someone has mentioned new maps. Whew, that was a gnarly voice crack. That aside, this idea, I would be incredibly excited about. I love when Deca adds new dungeons. It's new content, new stuff to explore. But the realm is something we've walked around for ages. It's the same design over and over again. It might even have become so repetitive that people don't even mind it. So this idea kind of goes hand in hand with the next idea, which is Elder Realms. Talwa already made a video on that, so maybe just check that out. I mean, it's a couple years old, but I think it's still relevant to this day. Having realms with different difficulties would be amazing. Like Retrogoner drew, there could be a map where it's all lava, or something where it's beach themed or something. Right now we sort of have this combination of everything, but maybe we could make some maps that are more specialized in their theme. New realms might come with its new challenges. Like for a mountain biome, you could only be there for like 2 minutes because you would run out of air. Or if you were in a lava biome, you could overheat, and therefore you'd have to go to some other biome or just cool down in a water pool. Arguably, these ideas could just be annoying, but I think that it would make the gameplay much more dynamic than it is now. Entering the reef and the ocean trench, you know that you can't stay for too long without air. This is a consideration, a stress factor, something you'd have to withcount when playing. And this sort of multitasking is not seen very often in Realm. A challenge is usually only offered in the way of dodging. If they add a new boss, it just has higher damage, more shots, maybe even faster shots, some status effects that might catch you off guard. This is not to say that this format is bad. Not at all, but with an introduction of new maps or Elder Realms, this could be a refreshing take on the original playstyle of Realm. Puffergard, the official creator of the Elder Realms document, wrote 623 pages on his take of the Elder Realms. A link to that is in the description. That was it for the ideas for this time, but if you sit with like this thing, this pet peeve, that is just troubling you like crazy, I would advise you to hit me up on Discord, and I would make sure to include that in a future video where I also talk about ideas. This is a very broad topic, and I think it's very important to bring to light. The community has a great impact on how this game forms, how this game evolves. And as many players know, not all dungeons are made by Deca, but players in the community. If you sit with this idea that you think would be great for this game, I wouldn't just hold it in because you think it won't get any attention. The good, well thought through ideas will get attention. The reason for that being that we're a small community, and we can only be happy about that. Look at Talwa. He's making changes, and he's just making small videos where he discusses things that he would like to be changed. And they change. Be aware of that Deca listens to you, the players who make this game alive. And if you think you're sitting with this golden idea, it would be sad for it to go to waste. So that's why I offer you my service. I could function as a gateway to get the good ideas out there. That being said, thank you so much for watching. Please don't go completely crazy in the comments because you think that someone else made a post before the ones I recognized in this video. I know that many people quote-unquote steal ideas, but that doesn't necessarily make them bad. Good ideas are good ideas. See ya!